2/3 of French people think white, European, Christian populations are being threatened with extinction by immigration from Muslim and African countries. "60% of French people said such a scenario will definitely or probably play out in the country when asked by pollsters, who published the results last week. The question was posed ahead of next year's election, where Emmanuel Macron is almost certain to face off against one of two right-wing candidates, Marine Le Pen or Eric Zemmour. Central to Zemmour's ideology is the idea of the Great Replacement, a theory put forward by Renaud Camus that argues Christian civilization is being intentionally replaced using Muslim immigration from Africa in a plot by global capitalists. The poll, carried out by Harris Interactive, aimed to test whether or not voters believe in the concept, despite it being widely panned by experts. The question voters were asked, based on Camus' definition, was, some people speak of the Great Replacement, that European, white and Christian populations are being threatened with extinction following Muslim immigration, coming from the Maghreb, Northern Africa, and Black Africa. Do you see such a phenomenon? It found that 61% of French people believe the phenomenon could happen in France, with 27% saying they are certain it will take place. Just 39% of people said it probably or definitely won't happen. Of those who said it definitely or probably will happen, support for the idea was roughly evenly split across all age groups and across genders. However, it varied widely depending on political affiliation. More than 90% of supporters of Le Pen's RN party believed it was a likely scenario, while just 30% of Greens said the same. Perhaps worryingly for Macron, 52% of his own party's supporters believed it was a likely scenario. A follow-up question asked whether French people were worried or not worried about the idea of a Great Replacement. This found even more people, 67%, were worried about the idea, compared to just 33% who were not. The issue of migration and its impact on French identity is set to become a key theme of the upcoming election, as Zemmour, who has yet to declare his candidacy, threatens to usurp Le Pen for the chance to take on Macron. Zemmour, a notorious figure in France for his anti-Islam and anti-migration views that he espouses in essays and on his TV news show, is now polling higher than Le Pen in some opinion polls ahead of voting in April next year. Le Pen appears to be leaking support to Zemmour as she tries to move herself towards the center ground in an attempt to paint herself as a serious candidate, having lost out to Macron during the second round of voting last time. By contrast, Zemmour sits openly on the far right, declaring that suburbs of Paris are being colonized by Muslim migrants with large families that he says will make up the majority of the population by the middle of the century. statisticians say this argument is deeply flawed, but polls show that his arguments are cutting through with voters. He also has 2 convictions for hate speech, including stating during a broadcast that France is being invaded by Muslims and must give them an ultimatum: choose between Islam and France. France's swing to the political right comes after a string of terror attacks that has seen voters demand politicians take a tougher stance on extremism. Teacher Samuel Paty was beheaded at a school near Paris last year after showing students a cartoon of the Prophet Muhammad to students, just weeks before a second attack in Nice Cathedral killed 3. In the wake of Paty's murder, Macron took a noticeably harder line on Islamic extremism, declaring that France would need give up expressing free speech, including drawing Muhammad pictures. That prompted mass demonstrations in many Muslim-majority nations, led by Turkey's President Erdogan, who denounced the comments.